The hawk is a recurring symbol that can be found in various areas of the Lands Between, and it connects to the very first Legacy dungeon we can explore. As we walk the path to Stormveil Castle, we see lion sigils on banners hanging from its walls. But as we explore deeper, we face the Stormhawks, who still defend the castle. They are the remnants of the old guard that followed the King of Stormveil long ago, before his castle was taken by Godfrey, and eventually, Godric the Grafted. Not much is known about the Stormlord himself. Some believe it to be Sarosh, Placidusax, or the Stormhawk King, as it is said to be revered by all others as sovereign back in the days when Stormveil's wind still raged like no other. No matter who the Stormlord was, the tragic truth is that he lost his final battle and his castle was taken. This leaves the question, what happened to the nobles of Stormveil who refused to follow the Golden Order? We believe we found the answer by studying the Fallen Hawk soldiers. Welcome to Elden Lore, our weekly series where we break down the people, places, and monsters of the Lands Between. If this is your first time visiting the channel, welcome. We hope you enjoy our content. With over 100 episodes in this playlist, we've covered a significant number of topics, so no matter what obscure lore you're looking for, we hope you can find it here. If not, let us know what topics you'd like explored and we'll see what we can do. If you like what you see here, please consider subscribing to the channel, as only 14% of our viewership is currently subscribed. We love interacting with the community we've built up over the last 2 years, and we even have a Discord where you can discuss your favorite From Software lore topics and theories. Whether you subscribe or not, thanks for choosing to spend some time with us today. And with that said, let's get back to the topic at hand. The first time you encounter the Fallen Hawk soldiers will likely be after defeating Star Scourge Radahn, and making your way down the chasm opened up from the meteor that crashed down to the Lands Between, after Radahn could no longer hold it back. Let's take a second here to take in that series of events. Okay. These soldiers are nothing but literal skin and bone with bloodied hands and feet. They wield all manner of weaponry, swords, shields, bows, and lances, sometimes carrying a torch of ghost flame in their offhand. There are 2 different forms of spirit ashes that utilize this band of soldiers and help to tell us their story. The Archer Ashes tell us they are spirits of archers who belong to the Fallen Hawks, a band of soldiers that once explored the Eternal City. Their arrows are imbued with cold ghost flame. Though their methods are somewhat crude, they work well as a squadron, firing a hail of arrows in unison at the sound of a war cry. There are also the Great Shield Soldier Ashes, which are described as spirits of Great Shield soldiers who belong to the Fallen Hawks, a band of soldiers that once explored the Eternal City. Stout defenders with a steady guard, they work well as a squadron and will attract the attention of enemies or lob ghost flame from the rear guard. This gives us an important piece of their story, why they're found below ground, because they were sent there by some unnamed master to explore the city. However, these underground areas are not easy to find your way into, and the specific Eternal City that the fallen meteor opens a path to has no other way of reaching it, meaning that these soldiers must have been sent down here before the Nox were trapped below ground under a false sky. In fact, it seems as though the Fallen Hawk soldiers were trapped along with them. The ghost flame torches they wield give us a bit more of their history in their item description. Metal torch that burns with cold ghost flame, tool of the Fallen Hawks who prowl the underground rivers. When the band's last embers were used up in their long search, they began to burn the bones of their fellows, acquiring the cold ghost flame, but sealing their fate as dwellers of the underground for all eternity. These soldiers did not find their eternal cities, and after being trapped deep beneath the earth, they resorted to burning the bones of those they lost, unintentionally performing a long-lost ritual and acquiring the ghost flame for themselves. It's clear that whoever sent them on this journey cared so little for them that they were not expected to return, and thanks to the fall of the Eternal Cities, they never did. These soldiers wear no armor to speak of, but both of their shields are adorned with a familiar symbol, that of a hawk, which sheds light on why their master cared so little for them. While the inverted hawk tower shield does not provide any background on the fallen hawk soldiers, their smaller shield, the inverted hawk heater shield, does. A medium-sized metal shield, easier to handle than a kite shield, the inverted hawk is the emblem of the company of slaves ordered to explore the Eternal City. Other item descriptions refer to this band of explorers as soldiers, which they very well may have been, but this shield tells us they were actually slaves at the time they were ordered to explore the Eternal City. Knowing this, it makes more sense why the loss of these soldiers would be seen as nothing of consequence. They were sent to explore the Eternal City, a place that stood in opposition to the Golden Order. These soldiers, or slaves, were expendable. If they completed their mission, all the better, but if not, who would care for the loss of a group of slaves, especially if they were loyal to the old king of the castle you've just conquered? We believe that the fallen hawk soldiers were all that was left of the loyal knights who fought for the Stormlord before his defeat and the subsequent capture of Stormvale Castle. These loyalists, unable to fall in line with the new faction that now occupied their home, were taken as slaves and forced to take whatever assignments the leader of Stormvale saw fit. We believe it's also likely they were forced to wear iron masks, much like that of our prawn-loving friend, as you can make out round divots around their skulls that line up with where the bolts in this mask are seen. The Great Shield soldiers also seem to still be wearing the top of these masks. As a final insult, they were outfitted with shields depicting an inverted symbol of their former leader. The noble symbol of the hawk, the Stormlord, would be emblazoned on their shield upside down, forever reminding them of their failure to defend their lord and their home. Their symbol of pride, now a reminder of their shame. Unfortunately, their humiliation did not end there, as their assignment to explore the Eternal City would prove that they could sink even lower. These soldiers, now slaves to the man who conquered their home, were forced to take on this task, and during their journey, the Eternal Cities were banished deep below the earth, trapping them along with the Nox. From here, they wandered in the darkness as far as they could, eventually turning to the ghost flame to be their guiding light. All the while, these once proud soldiers became more gaunt, their hands bloodied by carrying their weapons, their feet bloodied by their eternal journey. They came to resemble ghouls more than men, and the only hint that they were once more than these monstrous, pale skeletons comes in the form of their inverted symbols of shame, and their ability to fight as a cohesive unit. The fate of the fallen hawk soldiers is an especially horrific one, and we can only hope that our tarnish putting them out of their misery helps them find some semblance of peace, as they can no longer be exploited by those who took everything from them. Thank you for joining us for this exploration of the fallen hawk soldiers. When specifically in the Lands Between's timeline do you think these soldiers were sent off to explore the Eternal City? Do they have some kind of understanding with the Nox after centuries of sharing the underground? Or did the Nox simply ignore their presence out of pity? What do you believe caused the holes seen all around their skulls? And what, exactly, were they searching for in the Eternal Cities? Many of them can be seen digging around in the ground until you get close enough for them to attack. So what are they digging for? Let us know your thoughts and theories in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell, and set notifications to all so you never miss out on any of our lore dives. We look forward to seeing you again for more Elden Lore.